Starbucks with
Starbucks. You see, Starbucks has rolled out a new tipping feature.
Surprised if maybe
Starbucks in Central Florida are calling on the company.
How does a kid from a struggling Brooklyn family grow up to lead one of the world's most iconic brands? Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks, didn't start with wealth or privilege. He started with grit, determination, and a dream that seemed impossible. From waiting tables to becoming a visionary CEO, Schultz's journey is a masterclass in resilience and innovation. In this video, we'll explore how Schultz turned his humble beginnings into the driving force that built a global coffee empire. His story isn't just about success. It's about never forgetting where you came from, no matter how high you climb. Howard Schultz was born in 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, to a working-class family. His father held low-paying jobs as a truck driver and factory worker, while his mother struggled to make ends meet. The family lived in a public housing complex, and money was always tight. Schultz grew up understanding the realities of financial hardship, often watching his parents worry about bills. These early experiences shaped his belief in creating opportunities for others. The challenges of his childhood didn't discourage him. They fueled his determination to rise above his circumstances and build a life of financial security and purpose. Schultz's father, Fred, worked hard but had no benefits, health insurance, or job security. One day, Fred broke his ankle on the job, and the family was left without income or support. Watching his father suffer not only from physical pain, but also from the indignity of being treated as disposable deeply impacted Howard. He vowed that if he ever became successful, he would build a company that valued its employees as people, not just workers. This promise would later become a core part of Starbucks culture, offering healthcare benefits and stock options even to part-time employees. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, sports became Howard's escape. He excelled in football and other athletic activities, finding confidence and discipline through competition. Sports gave him a sense of belonging and taught him the value of teamwork and perseverance. It also became his ticket out of poverty, as his athletic abilities would eventually earn him a scholarship to attend college. Schultz has often credited sports with teaching him important life lessons, like how to push through adversity and never quit, which he later applied to his career and leadership style as he built Starbucks into a household name. To support himself, Schultz worked a series of small jobs during his early years. He waited tables, tended bar, and even worked in restaurants while attending college. These jobs weren't glamorous, but they taught him the value of customer service and hard work. Schultz learned how to engage with people, listen to their needs, and create positive experiences, all skills that would prove invaluable later in his career. These early work experiences gave him a first-hand understanding of what it means to work for tips and low wages, shaping his commitment to creating better opportunities for his employees. Schultz's talent on the football field earned him an athletic scholarship to Northern Michigan University, making him the first in his family to attend college. For a young man from a public housing project, this was life-changing. While studying communications, Schultz worked part-time jobs to cover expenses and stayed focused on his long-term goals. He wasn't the most academically gifted student, but he made up for it with determination and work ethic. College expanded his worldview and gave him the confidence to dream big. Schultz realized that his future wasn't limited by where he started. It was defined by what he was willing to do. After graduating in 1975, Schultz began his career in sales, starting with Xerox. He quickly proved himself as a natural communicator and was promoted to manage large accounts. His success at Xerox taught him discipline and persistence, as well as the importance of building strong client relationships. Later, he joined Hammerplast, a Swedish company that sold kitchen equipment. It was during this time that Schultz first encountered Starbucks, which was then a small coffee company in Seattle. His visit to their store changed his perspective on coffee and on what a brand could mean to people. During a trip to Seattle, Schultz walked into a small shop called Starbucks, which sold premium coffee beans and brewing equipment. He was captivated by the passion the founders had for high-quality coffee. Schultz believed that Starbucks had the potential to become something much bigger, a place where people could not only buy coffee but experience it. He joined Starbucks as director of marketing in 1982, bringing with him a vision that would redefine coffee culture. Schultz saw coffee not just as a product, but as an experience, something that could connect people and create community. When Schultz proposed expanding Starbucks into coffee shops that served drinks and provided a social atmosphere, the original owners rejected the idea. They wanted to stick with selling beans and equipment. Schultz, however, believed so strongly in his vision that he decided to start his own coffee chain, Il Giornale, in 1985. It wasn't easy. He struggled to find investors, faced rejection after rejection, and even questioned whether he could make it work. But Schultz's relentless belief in his vision pushed him forward, and Il Giornale became a success, proving his concept of coffee as a social experience. In 1987, Schultz bought Starbucks from its original owners and began expanding the company based on his vision. He wanted to recreate the feeling of Italian coffeehouses, between home and work where people could relax and connect. Schultz emphasized not just selling coffee, but creating an inviting atmosphere with quality, consistency, and customer service. This vision transformed Starbucks from a small regional chain into a global phenomenon. Schultz's approach wasn't about competing on price. It was about creating value through experience, a strategy that would set Starbucks apart from every other coffee brand. Schultz took Starbucks public in 1992, and the company's growth skyrocketed. Under his leadership, Starbucks expanded globally, opening thousands of stores around the world. Schultz focused on innovation, introducing drinks like the Frappuccino and seasonal favorites, which became cultural staples. He also invested in training, employee benefits, and community programs, ensuring that the company maintained its core values even as it scaled. Schultz's combination of business acumen, marketing genius, and customer focus turned Starbucks into not just a coffee chain, but a lifestyle brand that redefined how people interact with coffee. Schultz never forgot his father's struggles, and he built Starbucks with a focus on treating employees, whom he called partners, with respect. Starbucks became one of the first companies to offer healthcare benefits to part-time employees and stock options for everyone. Schultz also launched initiatives supporting ethical sourcing, community projects, and education for employees. His leadership philosophy was rooted in empathy and responsibility, believing that a company's success is tied to the well-being of its people. This approach not only built loyalty among employees, but also earned Starbucks a reputation as a socially responsible company. Howard Schultz's story proves that where you start doesn't determine where you finish. He went from a kid in public housing to a global business leader by refusing to let hardship define him. His journey teaches us the importance of vision, resilience, and staying true to your values. Schultz built Starbucks by combining passion with purpose, creating not just a company but a culture. His success reminds us that great businesses are built not just on profits, but on connections with customers, employees, and communities. The real lesson: dream big, even when your beginnings are small. Howard Schultz's journey from waiter to Wall Street leader and Starbucks CEO is proof that determination and vision can transform a life and an entire industry. He built Starbucks into a global empire by never forgetting the lessons of his childhood. Treat people with dignity, create experiences that matter, and never stop believing in your ideas. His story shows that success isn't about luck, it's about perseverance, passion, and purpose. If Schultz's story inspired you, comment, and subscribe to Behind the Glory for more powerful stories of dreamers who turned humble beginnings into extraordinary success.